Welcome back to Math Zen, everyone. This video is going to cover subtracting fractions with like and unlike denominators. Without further delay, let's get into it.
All right, now that we've covered adding fractions, it only makes sense that we move into subtracting fractions. And just like adding fractions, whenever your denominators are the same when we're subtracting, you literally just have to subtract your numerators. So in this case, we're doing 5 minus 2 equals 3 over 7. It really is as simple as that. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this looks with a new problem. Let me go ahead and delete this first. And our new problem is going to be 8/11 minus 5/11. And literally the only math you have to do is 8 minus 5, which is going to leave us with 3 over 11. I promise, adding and subtracting fractions does not need to be the big bad nightmare that it is for some of you. All right, now that you've seen a couple of these done for you, let's try to do a couple on your own. Go ahead and pause the screen now to give yourself a chance to solve these before I do.
I wonder what the answer is. Let's go ahead and take a look.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look to see how you did. For the first one, 6/8 minus 3/8, you should have gotten a final answer of 3/8. And for the next one, 7/9 minus 6/9, you should have got a final answer of 1/9. Great job if that's what you got. All right, now that we've got the easy stuff of subtracting with like denominators out of the way, let's go ahead and try to tackle one of these that has unlike denominators. So just like with addition with unlike denominators, you have to find a common denominator to rename your two fractions. And again, I always teach my kids to find the LCD. So in this case, I listed the multiples of 6 and I listed the multiples of 4. As you can see, we had 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. And then 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. They had a match at 12, which makes 12 our LCD. That is the denominator that I want to use for my two new fractions. As you can see, that's what I did here, but like I said in the previous video, there's no such thing as magic in math. You can't just snap your fingers and turn this 6 into a 12. There has to be a math reason behind it. So 2 times 6 is what allowed us to get 12, which means I have to go up to the numerator and multiply that numerator by 2 as well. So 2 times 5 gives us a new numerator of 10, and then I move to the next fraction and I do the same questioning. What did I multiply this 4 by to create this 12? Well, I multiplied by 3, which means I go to the top and also multiply by 3, which gives me 3/12 as my new fraction. Now that you have like denominators, all you have to do is subtract the numerators. So 10 minus 3 is 7 over 12. Your final answer for this one would have been 7/12. All right, now that you've seen how this works a couple times, I am fully aware that this is a little bit more involved than it is when you're dealing with like denominators. But if you're still having trouble, please go back and watch the addition video and then watch the beginning of this video again. There's nothing wrong with having to watch this more than once. So let's try one of these together. Let's pretend we had the problem 11/12 minus 3/8. Again, what I'm going to teach my kids to do is to find an LCD between 12 and 8. And the way we do that is we list our multiples. So start with 12, then we would have 24, then we would have 36, then we would have 48, and then we would have 60. And again, real world application here, you don't have to list 5 terms. It's just as soon as you have a match is when I would want you to stop. So next we would do the same with the 8. So we have 8, then we have 16, then we have 24. And like I said, we would normally stop there, but I'll go ahead and show you how this would look with our 5 terms. And then we would have 40. And you would now see that our LCD is actually 24 here. So our LCD equals 24. And that is the new denominator that I'm going to use for my two renamed fractions. So now I would ask myself, what did I do to the 12 to make it 24? Well, I multiplied it by 2, which means that I have to do the same to my numerator, which is going to give me 22 over 24. Next, I would have to ask myself, what did I do to the 8 to make 24? Well, I multiplied by 3. And 3 times 3 for our numerator gives us a new numerator of 9. And now all I have to do is 22 minus 9, and that is going to give me a final answer of 13/24. So if you stuck with me there and got 13/24 as I did, great job. All right, now that you've had a chance to see a couple of these worked out for you, let's go ahead and pause the screen now so you can solve these ones on your own.
Let me try to figure this out.
All right, now it's time to check and see how you did. So for our first one, 5/8 minus 1/3, your final answer should have been 7/24. And then moving on to our second example was 13/15 minus 2/5. Your final answer for that one should have been 7/15. And then for our third and final example of 9/10 minus 1/6, your answer should have been 22/30, which definitely could have been simplified if you wanted to, down to 11/15. Great job if you got those right.
And that's all there is to subtracting fractions with like and unlike denominators. Remember, if you're still not totally comfortable with either operation, rewatch the videos until it starts to make more sense. That's all for today. Until next time, don't forget to find your Math Zen.